Hey, I'm Austin and welcome to day 11 of the ROW-20 program. So we are officially over the halfway point and we're gonna continue forward, progressing our rowing, getting better with new formats, new workouts, new opportunities to learn and grow ourselves as athletes. And what we've got for day 11 today, it's gonna be more of an aerobic focused workout. We're gonna be working with different stroke lengths. So what that means is we're gonna be rowing today 2 minutes, full strokes, just full normal strokes at 20 strokes per minute, into 2 minutes at a half slide strokes. So what's a half slide? Well, if a full slide stroke is trying to get our knees over our ankles and our shins vertical like this, a half slide stroke is essentially where your seat goes halfway back, which is about the point where your heels are planted and right before your heels start to lift. So this is half slide, this is full slide. So we're gonna be shortening up our stroke a little bit, keeping the same 20 strokes per minute. So 2 minutes full slide, 2 minutes half slide, all at 20 strokes per minute for 5 rounds total. What's the overall goal? Well, with the half slide rowing, we are aiming to try to keep our pace per 500, our boat speed, or our watts, whatever metric you want to use, to try to keep them consistent. So that means with less of a full stroke at a half stroke, we're gonna have to drive more effort into the stroke to maintain the same intensity. So we're gonna be shifting effort a little bit, so it's a bit of interval training, but not in the traditional sense. That's what makes ROW-20 so fun. So we're gonna have fun with that. We're looking to just keep a nice, steady, consistent rhythm, playing around with it as we go, and of course listening for the coaching cues. So I hope you're excited and ready to learn and to get better. So take some time to warm up if you need to. But with that being said, time to strap in and let's just row. All right, of course, first things first, untuck your booty, sit forward on your sit bones, and we'll kick things off here. 2 minutes at 20 strokes per minute. Let's get into it. 3, 2, 1. Let's drive it, swing it, pull it, and up we go. Push, swing, pull, find our rhythm. Remember what that means. That means meet me at the front of the stroke and jump back with me. So we jump together. It's almost impossible to stay at the same position throughout the entire stroke together because we're all different body heights, body sizes. I'm 6'8". Are you 6'8"? If you're not, we're not gonna be at the same point in the stroke all the way through. But guess what? That's okay. Because as long as we meet at the front and jump back together, we'll stay on our 20 strokes per minute. Okay, so settling into the rhythm here, take a quick peek here at your pace per 500 or your watts. And how does this feel? Does this feel nice and aerobic? Something you could maintain for maybe 30 or 40 minutes if you had to? That's kind of the idea with the effort level. Notice how it'd be impossible for me to give you a specific watts or a specific pace per 500 to go for because we're all at different fitness levels. That's why you have to find the feeling for you. So again, it's something you could probably hold for 30 to 40 minutes is the intensity we're looking for. And now for this last minute here before we go into half slide, I just want you to hold this steady. Can you just maintain this? Try to keep your strokes consistent. A consistent push back, swing back, pull back. Really focusing on the leg compression. Compressing your legs up, shins vertical, leaning in. Lots of length. We're about to find out just how much that length helps. It's gonna get more challenging here as we go into half slide. Remember, that's heels planted. We're going to half slide strokes on this one. Let's go right here. Heels planted, jump. We're keeping the same 20 strokes per minute. So we have to slow our returns down a bit because the overall stroke is shortened. Slower return, jump. Slower return, jump. Can you maintain your watts? Can you keep them nice and steady? Your pace per 500, can you keep it steady? Focusing more on a heel drive in our feet rather than a push through the ball of the feet. Half slide, jump. Half slide, jump. Good. The easiest way, or the most efficient way to maintain power and effort and intensity when your stroke is shortened is to make sure you are prioritizing your body position. So your torso leaning in, swinging back, leaning in, swinging back. We need that torso lean, especially at the front, especially at the front end. That's how we use our butt muscles, our hip muscles to swing through. That's what gives us the nice booty from rowing, is that lean and swing, or as it's more technically called, the hip hinge. But I don't like to use technical terms because most people aren't technical fitness people, and that's okay. That's for the fitness professionals to use. We can make things more relatable, like lean and swing, because it's all about learning and trying to keep these things in mind. Sometimes you're not going to have a coach with you. Sometimes you're going to be on your own. Now, hopefully things have been pretty steady, pretty consistent here. We're going to lengthen back out here to full strokes. We'll go on this one. Full strokes, back to 20. So a little bit faster on our returns now, because now we have more length in the front. So just feel the difference there. Okay? You feel how nice it is to go out to full strokes. How much easier it is to maintain the same intensity. Now, if you need to adjust here, that was round 1 of 5. We have 4 more rounds to be consistent. So if you felt like maybe you started off too strong, or not strong enough, or you really struggled to maintain the same intensity while at half slide, you might need to back off here or adjust yourself upwards. You're in charge, okay? There's only so much I can say from behind the camera. Hello. So you got to take charge of your rowing here. Make an intensity adjustment if you need to. We'll keep this going. All right, steady strokes. Watts or pace per 500 dialed in, and now we're just holding. Holding for minute 2. Realizing again how difficult it is to maintain the same intensity stroke to stroke. It's very tricky. Unlike a treadmill where you just don't fall off. You don't fly off the back end. Here in rowing, we make our intensity with our push and swing, with our push, swing, and pull. Okay, so these numbers should be locked in now. If I told you, what are your watts? What's the goal? What's your pace goal? You should be able to hit it because it's half slide time right here. Half slide, hold the same numbers. Same numbers. So heels are planted. A good landmark for half slide 2 with your arms is when your hands are over your feet. That's a good indicator for half slide as well. Hands over feet. So feel this ratio difference here. We have to drive back harder, come up slower, harder, but slower, harder, but slower. That's how we maintain the same intensity. Remember, this is all boosting your rowing IQ, but you gotta practice it. You gotta work on it right here, right now. This stuff is not easy, by the way. This is not something that just happens. It takes a lot of focus and a lot of intention to make this happen. 1 minute down, 1 to go. You should feel your heart rate be increasing right now because you're putting more effort into your strokes. Watch your watts here. Watch your pace. Do you have them dialed in? If they're still below, you need to drive back harder. Remember, it's about pushing back harder. Push back, control it up. Push back, control it up. Those 2 separate entities of the rowing stroke. The drive back has its own intensity, and the return up has its own slowness. Separate those 2. Again, getting out of the beginner mindset of just because you drive back hard means you have to rush back up. It doesn't work that way. So practice. All right, closing off round 2 here. Let's lengthen back out, full slides right here. Full. Faster on the return. And it's less effort on the drive back, so less push. Why is it less push? Why do we not have to drive back as hard now? Because our stroke is longer. We have more distance to pull the handle, more time that our muscles get to work per stroke, so it doesn't have to be as challenging per stroke. Okay, so round 3 here. Once again, any adjustments you need to. You might not be feeling hot today. You might be feeling off. If that's the case, hey, adjust yourself. Do what you gotta do. Do what needs to be done. And if you wanna go for more, same idea too. If you're feeling extra good today, screw it, go for more. As long as you can hit it on the half slides and as long as you can feel the difference. Remember, that's the whole goal for today. Sure, we have the intensity goal of maintaining, but at the end of the day, we're just learning how our body operates on the rower and how when we change parameters, stroke lengths, stroke per minutes, intensities, splits, watts, all that, how all that affects our rowing. Because that knowledge is power for you to conquer any rowing workout that you do. It's pretty magical. So just keep feeling the learning. Keep feeling the learning. Alrighty, half slides on this one. Happy halfway point. Half slides. Oh, see, my stroke rate was a little hot there. I didn't shift, so let's shift together. 5 strokes to shift on this one. Slow return, slow, slow, slow. Hard. 1, slow, slow, slow. Hard, that's 2. Slow, slow, slow. Hard, that's 3. 4. And 5, there we go. Now that's our rhythm. That's our rhythm. Now, one thing I have not pointed out yet that needs to be said, it needs to be done. When we're at half slide, it's extra important that our handle is lifted up in line with where it feeds into the machine. Common mistake is hands end up getting really low here at half slide, and then our handle has to kind of bounce upwards. So be deliberate here, hands higher than you think, probably like vertically, higher than you think, to help you connect into the machine right away. You'll feel the connection if your hands were slacking. You'll feel that difference instantly. So hands up, good, hands up. Keep the watts as close as you can. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I want you trying. I want you trying to drive back, trying to push more effort, because the stroke is shorter. It's just how it goes. And that's exactly why taller individuals have a natural power advantage in rowing. Because we have more length, more leverage. That doesn't mean you can't be an amazing rower when you're short. It is what it is. Tall folks aren't very good long distance runners. That's just how it is too. Full slides on this one. Here we go. Full, full, full. Faster return, less force. Faster return, less force. Because we have more length in our stroke now, but it's the same strokes per minute. It's all math, really, when you think about it. It's all math and balancing equations. Strokes per minute times force times length, something like that. And those variables have to adjust if we're going to keep things equal. What are we trying to keep equal? Our intensity, our watts, our pace. We're just constantly shifting these 3 variables around. Well, except for the strokes per minute. That one stays the same. So the only other 2 variables that change are how much force we put into the stroke and the length of our stroke. Stroke is longer, less force per stroke is needed. Stroke is shorter, like half slides, then more force has to be done. That's the only way to keep the equations balanced. Isn't math fun? I was a math person, still am. Calculus, love me some calculus. Luckily, there's not a lot of calculus involved in rowing, because that stuff can get kind of tricky. Whether you're a math person or not, especially when you're not good at something, that's when you should try to be extra mindful to really focus on what's being said, instead of having a negative attitude. Oh, I'm not good at this, so I'm not gonna bother even listening or trying. Not trying is lame. Not trying makes life boring. Not trying makes you feel real sad sometimes. Being in the moment and trying your best, that's living, folks. Let's go. Half slides on this one. Boy, I talked that whole 2 minutes. Sheesh, she must be sick of me. And there's nothing you can do about it. Slow returns, hard drives, 5 strokes. Remember, let's find that rhythm change on this one. 1, slow. Harder though. 2, slower, harder. 3, slower, harder. 4, slower, harder. 5, nice. Now hold this. Now hold this. Right on. How are your watts looking? How's your pace per 500 looking? How's your body lean looking? You leaning in? You getting that lean and swang? Breaking a sweat, that's for sure. Getting toasty. Getting real toasty. So, this is ending round 4. How exciting. One more round of full slide, one more round of half slide coming your way. So we've done most of the work now. Now we just got to close the deal. So keep consistent, keep your power matching, keep the force, keep the focus. Nice. All right, full slide right here. Let's go. Faster returns, less force. Feel the difference. Feel it. Acknowledge how it feels different in your body to row longer. To get more leg compression, more length, feeding the handle in, bringing the handle back. Creating lots of distance difference between the front and the back. Handle almost all the way into the machine and then all the way out of the machine. And boy, muscles are working. I'm sure you guys are feeling it. I hope so. Enjoy these last precious moments with full slide. They're fleeting for now. So lock in for this last minute here. One more steady, consistent wattage or steady, consistent pace per 500, whatever you want to do. If you want to go up for more for the last round, you can go for it. If you want to just hold the same, go for it. You make that call. You know how you feel right now, so make that call for yourself, and let's just hold. Let's hold. Leg push, swing it back. Leg push, swing it back. Alrighty, the big finale. Coming into last round of half slide. Let's go on this one. Hands over feet, drive and swing. Heels planted, hands over feet. Hands over feet. Uh-oh, I got a little hot again. Rate was high. Slow it down, push it back. Slow it down, push it back. Even slower on the return. As tough as it might be, do your best to push, then swing. Try not to lean back as the first thing you do on the stroke. Don't pull it, push away, then pull it. Push away, then pull it. So leg push. Kick the rower away, then pull. Kick the rower away, then pull. Yeah. Hands lifted up, right? Hands lifted up. Don't let your handle flop around vertically. Don't get floppy or sloppy. Last 60 seconds here, last minute. Let's own it. Nice, if you want to go for more wattage here, you can go for more. In a few seconds, we're going to go for a power 10 to wrap it up. Just 10 good hard strokes to end it. Do a power 10 on this one with me. 1, push, 2, push it, 3, push it, 4, 5, 6, leg drive, make those legs scream. 7, 8, 9, 10, that's time. All right, take it easy. That is donezo. Nice work. Do you feel the difference in half and full? Reflect. Less distance in our stroke. We need to have more force to keep the intensity up. More length, more distance in our stroke, less force is needed to keep the same intensity. And that's why rowing long is almost always the best bet, except for the shortest of sprint rows. Hope you found some learning today. I hope you're proud of yourself to take some time to reflect on how you did. And as always, I will see you for day 12 and for the next workout.